What is a thought? Is it a mere spark in the neurons of your brain? A fleeting wisp of consciousness destined to dissolve into nothing? Or is it something more? A seed, a vibration, a pulse in the great cosmic web that stretches far beyond what we can see, touch, or measure. To step into the world of thought forms is to walk through a doorway that reveals the invisible scaffolding of reality itself. Here, thoughts are not confined to the mind that conceives them. They are alive, they are dynamic, and they are architects of worlds. Imagine for a moment that every thought you've ever had is like a stone dropped into the vast ocean of existence. The ripples spread outward, touching other ripples, meeting waves from other minds, merging into patterns we cannot comprehend with logic alone. A thought form is one such ripple, a vibratory structure imbued with intention, charged by emotion, and propelled by focus. It begins as an idea, a fleeting burst of mental energy, but when given enough attention, it takes on a life of its own. It becomes a presence, an entity, an energetic echo that exists beyond the boundaries of your skull. In the subtle planes, where the material dissolves into the ethereal, thought forms move like wind currents. They carry the scent of their origin, colored by the emotions and intentions that birthed them. A loving thought might swirl as a radiant golden form, soft and luminous, while a thought born of anger might crackle with jagged edges and deep red intensity. These forms interact with the astral environment, influencing not only the thinker, but the broader energetic tapestry around them. You've felt this, haven't you? The way certain places seem to hum with positivity or tension, the way a crowd can amplify the mood of joy or despair. That's the work of thought forms, their silent dance shaping the energy of the world. But these thought forms are only the beginning. When they multiply and intertwine, they gather strength, becoming something greater than the sum of their parts. They coalesce into egregores, vast collective entities born from the shared focus and belief of groups. An egregore is not just an idea, it is an autonomous force, a psychic organism that exists because we sustain it. Think of nations, religions, corporations, even fandoms. They have identities, personalities, and power that transcend the individuals who contribute to them. You can feel an egregore's presence when you enter a cathedral, stand beneath a flag, or scroll through a particularly charged corner of social media. These entities guide, influence, and sometimes consume, demanding allegiance in exchange for belonging. But beware, what serves the group may not always serve the individual. Egregores have their own agendas, often feeding on our energy and shaping our behavior to perpetuate their existence. To see this at play in the world today, consider the tribalism of modern society. Political parties, brands, even online communities, they all wield egregores-like tools, though few understand what they're dealing with. A brand like Apple doesn't just sell products, it cultivates loyalty, a sense of identity, even reverence. The Apple logo itself is an egregore, a modern talisman charged with the energy of millions. And yet, loyalty to an egregore isn't always benign. People defend egregores as though their survival depends on it, not realizing they are the ones sustaining these psychic structures. Egregores are not easily destroyed. They cling to existence, even at the expense of those who created them, perpetuating cycles of energy and influence. Within these cycles, another force emerges, one that moves with its own rhythm and dynamic, drawing us into patterns of thought and behavior that feel almost inescapable. In Vadim Zeland's reality transurfing, we encounter the concept of pendulums, which reveal another dimension of collective energy. Pendulums, like egregores, thrive on the energy of groups, but their essence is rhythmic and cyclical. They swing between poles, feeding on the tension of opposition. Picture a political debate or a heated argument online. The pendulum thrives not because you agree or disagree, but because you are engaged. Every comment, every like, every heated retort adds energy to its swing, pulling you deeper into its rhythm and further from your own center. To escape a pendulum is not to fight it, but to step aside, to watch it swing without reaction. Indifference robs it of its power. By disengaging, you reclaim your energy and step back into your sovereignty. This dynamic extends beyond politics. Social media itself is a pendulum factory, generating endless cycles of outrage, humor, and distraction. It pulls you into its rhythms, consuming your time and energy in exchange for fleeting validation or catharsis. But you can step outside this game. You can observe the pendulum without becoming its victim, holding your focus on your own intentions, your own flow. The creation of these entities, whether thought form, egregore, or pendulum, is not new. Across time and cultures, we find echoes of the same truth. In Tibetan Buddhism, for example, there are tulpas, thought forms brought into being through deliberate focus and visualization. A tulpa begins as a product of the mind, but through sustained effort it becomes something more, an independent companion, an astral entity capable of interacting with the world. Yet, like a sorcerer's apprentice, the creator of a tulpa must be careful. Without proper boundaries, tulpas can become unruly, taking on desires and behaviors of their own. It is a reminder that creation, even on subtle planes, carries responsibility. Modern occult traditions give us another perspective with servitors, thought forms intentionally crafted for specific purposes. Modern magicians create servitors as tools designed to protect, influence, or manifest. They are programmed with clear instructions and are typically dissolved when their task is complete. Here the creator plays the role of architect and master, ensuring the servitor's energy remains aligned with its purpose. To the servitor magician, thought is not only alive but malleable, a force to be shaped with clarity and will. Thought is neither wholly passive nor entirely subservient. When we breathe life into an idea, it begins to evolve, shaped not only by our intention, but by the environment in which it exists. This interplay mirrors the relationship between the individual and the collective, the self and the other. And what of archetypes? Those ancient primordial patterns that seem to underlie all human experience. Carl Jung spoke of them as forces within the collective unconscious, but their presence resonates far beyond psychology. Archetypes are cosmic templates, the bones of reality. They are the hero, the shadow, the mother, the sage, the foundational patterns that guide stories, lives, and civilizations. When we engage with archetypes, we are not merely tapping into a symbolic language, we are communing with the very forces that shape existence. They are the root structures from which thought forms and egregores grow, the raw energy that animates our dreams and myths. Archetypes, in a sense, are the original egregores, but they are not created by human minds alone. They emerge from the deeper currents of existence, the primal forces that predate thought itself. To work with an archetype is to touch the divine, to align yourself with energies that transcend individuality. The hero's journey, the dance of the lover, the trials of the seeker, these are not just stories, they are maps of the soul's path through the cosmos. But not all entities arise from human intention. The astral planes teem with beings of natural origin, born from the interplay of elemental forces, cosmic vibrations, and universal will. Some are benign, acting as guardians or guides. Others are mischievous or even malevolent, drawn to the energy we emit. To navigate this realm requires discernment and awareness, for the subtle world is as varied and complex as the physical. Even in the mundane, these principles reveal themselves. Memes, those viral carriers of culture, are modern-day egregores, replicating and evolving with every share and like. What starts as a joke becomes a movement, shaping collective consciousness in ways we rarely consider. They are the digital thought forms of our age, thriving in the invisible ether of the internet. A meme may seem frivolous, but its power lies in its ability to unify thought, to spread an idea across millions of minds in an instant. And in doing so, it becomes something more, a cultural force, an energetic presence that shapes reality. And so we return to the question, what is a thought? It is the beginning of creation, the spark that ignites the infinite. It is both personal and universal, a thread that connects the individual to the whole. Thought forms, egregores, pendulums, tulpas, servitors, archetypes, astral entities, memes, all are manifestations of this truth, fractals of the same profound mystery. They reveal that the boundaries we perceive between self and other, mind and matter, individual and collective, are illusions. The web is seamless, the dance eternal. To understand this is not merely to expand your knowledge, it is to awaken to your power as a creator. Every thought you think, every intention you hold, every emotion you feel ripples into the unseen. You are both the weaver and the thread, shaping the fabric of reality with every moment of your awareness. This is not a burden but a gift, an invitation to step into the sacred act of creation with humility, clarity, and love. What will you create? What pendulums will you refuse to swing? What egregores will you birth or dissolve? The choice is yours, and it begins now, with your next thought. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.